The stories of the Sasanian dynasty, which spanned nearly 400 years from Persia to the borders of China and the Ganges River, mention a great king. It is said that he was the best ruler of his time. His subjects loved him, and his neighbors feared him. When the king died, he left his empire in an even more prosperous and powerful state. That king had 2 sons who loved each other very much. The elder brother, Shahryar, was saddened by the fact that according to the laws of the empire, he could not share his kingdom with his younger brother, Shah Zaman. For 10 years this matter troubled him. Eventually, he separated the region of Great Tartary from the Persian Empire and made his brother the king. Shahryar had a wife whom he loved more than anything in the world. But a few years later, he found out that his wife had cheated on him. Her behavior was so terrible that Shahryar had to have his wife killed while complying with the law. This incident shook her to the core. She thought that all women are deceitful like Sultana. He decided that he would marry a new woman every night and have his new wife killed the next morning. Shahryar's behavior created an atmosphere of fear and sadness throughout the city. In every home, there was sorrow over someone's lost daughter, while some mothers were afraid for their daughters' futures. The vizier had 2 daughters, Scheherazade and Dinazade. Dinazade was ordinary, but Scheherazade was extremely wise and courageous. She had education in philosophy, medicine, history, and art. Her beauty was also famous throughout the empire. One day, Scheherazade said to her father, "Father, I would like to ask for a blessing." The minister replied, "If that is appropriate, then I will definitely fulfill it." "So listen to me," Scheherazade said. "I want to end this brutality and save these girls and their mothers from this terrible fate." The minister asked in surprise, "How will you do this?" Scheherazade said, "Send me this time instead of the new bride you send to the Sultan every day." Hearing this, the minister was taken aback. "Have you lost your mind?" he said. "You know what happens to the Sultan's bride." "Yes, father, I know," she replied. "But if I fail, my death will be glorious, and if I succeed, I will free my country from this terror." The minister had to reluctantly agree to what the minister said after being urged repeatedly. He informed the Sultan that he would bring his daughter the next night. The Sultan asked in surprise, "How did you become willing to bring your daughter to me?" The minister said, "It is his own wish." The Sultan warned, "Remember, you must kill him yourself. If you refuse, I will have your head chopped off." Scheherazade called her sister Dinarzade and said, "Sister, I will tell the Sultan that you should spend our last night with me. In the morning, when I wake up, tell me to narrate a story. I will try to stop the Sultan through that story." The next night, Scheherazade met the Sultan. She asked the Sultan for permission to keep her sister close, which he granted. Thus Scheherazade began her story. Scheherazade began to weave an enchanting story that held the power to transform her fate. There was a magical allure in her story that continued to pique the Sultan's curiosity. Scheherazade presented her story in such a way that the Sultan became captivated with every word. As the night came to an end, it was time for Scheherazade to conclude her story, but she left a new twist. The Sultan said in astonishment, "Wait, what is the end of your story?" Scheherazade replied with a smile, "I need a chance to finish my story." In this way, every night, Scheherazade kept the Sultan captivated with her stories and began a new tale each morning. She never let the story end. Whenever it seemed like the story was reaching its conclusion, Scheherazade would give it a new twist. The Sultan looked forward to the next day to hear the end of the story. After telling stories all day long, Scheherazade would leave him at an unfinished twist. In this way, Scheherazade started a new story and said,